The doorbell rang. I wasn't ready. I had spent weeks preparing for this moment. Marcus, my grandson, finally coming to visit. It had been almost a year since I'd seen him. I was excited, my heart pounding as I made sure everything was perfect. The house was clean, the roast was roasting, and the table set. Everything felt so right, or so I thought. But when I opened the door, I didn't see the familiar smile of Marcus. Instead, standing beside him was someone I'd never seen before, a man tall, dark, and quiet. His eyes were lowered, his posture rigid. He had an air of mystery, like something about him didn't belong yet. Felt too familiar. Grandma. Marcus grinned, his voice carefree. This is my friend Theo. Hope you don't mind me bringing him along. Theo, the name echoed in my mind like a warning bell I couldn't ignore. There was something about him, something that made my stomach twist. No, of course, I said, forcing a smile. Come on in. I stepped aside, but my heart wasn't in it anymore. As they entered, a chill lingered in the air. We sat down at the dining table for lunch, but I couldn't focus on the food. The roast was golden, the mashed potatoes creamy, and the apple pie was perfect, but I could barely see them. My attention kept drifting to Theo, the stranger in my home. Marcus was his usual lively self, telling me about his adventures, laughing at jokes only he seemed to understand. But Theo, he didn't laugh. He didn't react the way most people did. His eyes were always calm, watching, observing, like he was studying every detail of the room. And me, you wouldn't believe it, Grandma, Marcus said, looking between me and Theo with a playful grin. Theo here is like a magnet for women. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. They can't get enough of him. Theo didn't react. His face remained still, like he wasn't fully present, but his silence only made my skin prickle more. You think so? I asked, trying to smile, but inside my heart was racing. Why did I feel so exposed, so aware of his presence? Theo's voice broke the silence, smooth and quiet, like it was meant to be heard only by me. It's not that women, they know what they want. I wasn't sure why, but those words hung in the air, thick and heavy. I didn't know what I was feeling, but I knew it was something I shouldn't be. Later, after lunch, we moved outside to enjoy the warmth of the afternoon. The sun shone down, making the air feel soft and inviting. But as I watched Marcus and Theo trim the hedges in the yard, something felt off. Marcus was frantic, cutting at the bushes with little care. But Theo, he moved with purpose. Each swing of the trimmer was deliberate, controlled. His movements were almost hypnotic, like he knew exactly what he was doing, as if everything he did had meaning. His shirt clung to his chest, muscles flexing with every movement. The sun glistened off his dark skin, highlighting the sharp lines of his jaw. My eyes kept following him even when I tried not to. He was magnetic, but it was more than that. There was something about him, something that made my pulse quicken. Every time he looked my way, I caught his gaze once for just a moment. His eyes, dark, unreadable, locked with mine. I quickly looked away, feeling heat rise to my cheeks, but Theo didn't turn his attention back to the work. His gaze lingered for a moment longer. It wasn't rude, but it was penetrating. You know, Theo said, his voice low, there's a way to trim these bushes so they look perfect. You've got to approach it right. I nodded, forcing a smile. I'm sure Marcus has it under control. But Theo didn't move. Instead, he took a step closer, his shadow stretching over me. Let me show you, he said, eyes narrowing, his voice becoming almost a whisper. I stepped back, my breath catching in my throat. What was he doing? Why did everything feel so wrong and yet right? Even as I tried to shake off the strange feeling building inside me, the tension only grew stronger. The light of the day started to fade, the sun dipping lower, but I couldn't escape The pull Theo had on me when the knock came at the door, my heart stopped. It wasn't Marcus, it was Theodore. "I need to talk to you," he said, quietly, his voice soft but firm. "About what?" I asked, my throat dry. Without waiting for me to respond, he stepped inside, closing the door behind him. There was no question, no hesitation. "You're lonely," he said. His words were like daggers, sharp and true. "I see it in your eyes, Joan. You've been hiding it, but I know." I took a step back, my breath catching in my chest. How could he know? How could he feel it? "You can't hide from yourself forever," Theo continued, stepping closer. "You want something more than what you have. You want this." Before I could speak, his lips were on mine. I stumbled backward, my heart racing. What had just happened? I was breathless, my mind was spinning. He had kissed me, but it wasn't just a kiss, it was everything. It was a moment that felt like an earthquake in my soul, a moment that shattered something deep inside me. I looked at Theo, but he was already pulling away, his eyes unreadable, a look of satisfaction in his gaze. "I didn't come here to change you," he said softly. "I just came to show you what you've been missing." And then, just like that, he turned and walked out the door, gone, leaving me standing in the silence, my heart pounding in my chest. Marcus called out from the yard, his voice pulling me back into reality, but it was too late. I wasn't the same. The calm, controlled woman I had been for so long was gone. In her place was something else, a hunger, a desire that I didn't know how to tame. Outside, Marcus was laughing with Theo.